Nevada. And I'm here on Wish Connect together with DJ Alice. What's up, DJ? You know, maraming salamat sa lahat ng suporta nyo. For like the views, they're all going crazy, and I'm just super thankful for everything and honored to be here tonight.
And we are honored to have you right here on the show. Thank you so much for gracing our Wish Connect stream this evening. It's so nice to talk to you again. So, okay, I'll dive right into it. After your Wishclusive of Panalo went viral, you have been compared to the likes of Francis M and even Eminem. So what can you say about the overwhelming amount of support you've been getting?
Just super, super thankful. But of course, like, those comparisons, I will always be grateful and honored to those because, like, looking up to M when I was growing up, that's also like where I drew my inspiration from, like lyricism, of course. But, just always super thankful and grateful for anyone who takes a gander, takes a listen to any of the content that I've been putting out because, like, I try my best to put, like, to go through varieties of like genres of music, and I hope everyone just keeps following the journey and just super grateful and thankful. Like, that's the feeling I get for everything.
Speaking of journeys, I know that reality sucks, but the sad thing about success is there's always going to be some hate that would come with it. So what's your clap back to all of the haters?
I love all of it too as well. Like, I got love for the people that, hate this stuff. I love people who are in the in-betweens of it. I love all especially the fans, but like, because it all comes with it. And I think it's safe to say that should be like the take of everyone who does, like, try to go for something that has to do with a lot of mass appeal. She should be ready for all of that. And I have just been taking a lot of it because I came from the metal scene where everybody is literally so critical. And like me taking some of that beating from back then, I'm like good with it now. Like, what anybody has to say, I'm going to take a peek, but I'm not going to let it affect me because at the end of the day, y'all still looking at what I got to do. So that's what I got to say to it, like I love all of it.
Looks like you were trained and built for this scene, Easy Mill.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, actually, some lines when it comes to Panalo did really draw some criticism. And of course, a lot of people were like asking what you meant by them. Are there some lines that you probably might want to explain to them better?
What lines do you have? Anything specific? Like in...
Okay, I actually did see a comment right here on Twitter. It's the Lapu Lapu line. Like, some say it's not historically correct.
Oh, I definitely understand. It was not intentionally derived to be correct because in terms of me as a songwriter, when I span throughout a song, especially that being how it was and like the fast-paced flow of where it was going, because I had to literally switch from English to Tagalog right away. That was like the intention I had on writing it, and I swear that nobody will ever look at me the same way, gonna make the top of the show, and they say as in, and then me having to switch from like letter N, they say as in nanalo na ako na mula pa na pinugutan sila po sa maktan at lahatan as I had to choose words that would literally flow and like in a staccato kind of like, and me also choosing pinugutan as like a way to literally exaggerate the term that Lapu-Lapu did indeed die, but it wasn't stated properly as to like how, so I used the term pinugutan to kind of like, drive talk as well. So I had that in mind as to like also like making people converse and debate about a certain thing, about like history, piece of history in Philippine history. So that was like the intention, and also just my restrictions in terms of writing. Just to close out a song, I had to go out with a bang, and it worked out the way it did. So that's about how it was written,
Thank you for shedding some light on that. And indeed, our wishers, hopefully that answered all of your questions. And that really falls into your creative license. I mean, you are an artist and you have, well, all the, well, entitlement in the world to say what you feel since it is your song.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
There you
Yes,
go.
ma'am.
And as I was saying, I was checking out Twitter. We have even more questions right there. We have here Katrina, who is asking, what's the story behind Panalo and what inspired specifically the trap cariñosa concept, aside from you probably dancing cariñosa during your school days?
So like the inspiration comes from of course me, like, explaining to my mom about in the time about, like, hip hop sampling. And I told her that you take music from different, you put hip hop drums on it, and she was like, why don't you take some of the music from, like, the folk songs in the Philippines, like, the traditional stuff. And I chose Cariñosa for the reason you stated as well. And I put that on there. The very first thing that happened was, like, of course I had to expand the time signature within the sample, because originally Cariñosa is like a triplet beat, ta 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 ta, originally like that. So I had to make it 4/4. So I expanded like the notes in the in betweens, and now it's a 4/4. And then I used trap drums, and then the very first thing I came up with was the chorus. And then I laid down the chorus. I let mom hear it, and she was like, "Yeah, it'll go big. I tell you, it'll go big." And then after that, it wasn't until recently, before when 2020 came, because end the course at like 2019, 2018 ish something, and never touched it until 2020 came before my birthday, where time was ticking. Like, I wanted to release my album Act One on my birthday, and so early 2020 I came up with the verses and the lines, and then it got finished, and then that's just how it was. That was the main process of it, like, also figuring out the words in Ilocano, Tagalog, everything, just writing it, compacting it into this, what it became to be. And, having to perform it on Wish USA was the honor that I am where I am right now because of it. So just, it's crazy.
What a beautiful story to tell. And it's awesome how everything fell into place and how right your timing was in releasing this album and, of course, the song right there.
Yeah.
And let's move on to this next question. Also on Twitter. So a while ago, you mentioned your mom. Now we have Yuramiru who's asking, did your dad ever give you advice when it comes to the music scene?
Definitely. He gave me the advice to, because the difference from when he came up in the scene was, like, he was telling the stories about, like, the tape recorders, about, like, the analog recording like, hardware. It wasn't even software yet. Like, about them having to buy that time to be in the studio to make the records. And I literally looked into YouTube, like, what an analog recorder was, and crazy to see that the records produced there are so raw, but they literally do their best to turn it into the perfect records that they were for his band from back then. And him talking to me about, like, you guys are so lucky now, about, like, everything is in a computer. You're able to, like, do whatever you want on that, like, the DAW, the digital audio workstation that you have. And in my case, in terms of, like, me taking the words from him, I took it as advice, even him just stating that fact. So me coming out with all the genres on my album on Act One is me doing my best to take advantage of the privilege that we have today with the technology that is provided to, like, young musicians and aspiring, like, artists, just, putting everything. So to me, I did my best as to, like, what was in my line of taste to, like, put out what I feel like is showcasing what one can do with what the times have given us in terms of, like, technological advancement. So Act One as a whole was made through just this computer that I'm using this stream on right now. And yeah, that's about how it was, like, me taking the words from my dad and using it as advice. I turned it into advice.
And I bet it's how you did, of course, when it comes to this whole pandemic, how you are
Hmm.
maximizing all of that because we have so much downtime
Definitely.
and everything's just on the computer. So
Hmm.
maybe we should thank technology for your career.
For real. Not no lie there, for real. So like it's it's like it happened just like that. And yeah, that's true. Thank technology.
And speaking of technology, we're maximizing it once again today as we actually have a surprise for you for tonight. We have three of your biggest fans on the line right now. And thank you, technology. They are connecting with us all the way here from the Philippines, and they will be
Okay.
giving their special messages to you personally. All right. I hope
All
you're
right.
ready for this. Go on and grip the edge of your seat right now and go on and do your breathing exercises. We have already our first fan. She has been a fan of yours for 5 months now. Wow. Okay, let's welcome officially to Wish Connect Kisley Para. Hi, Kisley.
Hi. Hi,
Hey,
Hi,
welcome
Kisley.
officially
Isabel.
to
Hi,
Wish
How you
Connect.
DJ.
doing?
There
Hi,
we
Hi.
what's up?
go.
Thank
So,
you
can
for
you
your
tell
support.
us how you became a fan of Easy Mill?
I saw on Facebook a certain post that showed a video of the Tiksoy part, the easy ride,
Mm.
the Tiksoy part, until yung sa despite in turmoil like that, and tumindig yung balahibo ko. So I searched it up sa YouTube, agad-agad. And then, akala ko ang itsura niya nung una parang si Jeong, ganon. Tapos, may nakita ako sa gilid ng YouTube na parang Amerikano na nagra-rap ng hindi easy meal to kasi Filipino yun, alam ko. Tapos, nung kinilik ko siya nga, so nagulat ako. Tapos, tinignan ko yung mga, nasa album niya. Ayun, na-amaze lang ako nung paulit-ulit ko lang piniplay kasi na-memorize ko na yung rap. Nakita ko yung Facebook niya, nakilala ko yung mga kapatid niya and all of that. So, ang galing. Parang nandito ako ngayon and I'm just thrilled and elated. So, yeah.
Thank you, Kisley, for the support and looking for the accounts and nasasiyaan ako, nahanap mo naman ako, di ba? And yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I can say. Thank you for your support. And I
Yeah.
hope you stay supporting what I do. Like, what, and yeah, that's all I can say. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Full circle moment for you, Kisley. Now you're actually talking to him right here live on our Wish Connect stream. So, in those 5 months that you have gotten to know Easy Mill, do you have a question you've been meaning to ask him?
Well, yung sa recent lang na reaction niya dun sa panalo kasi talagang nag-blow up siya as in biglang million. Pagising na lang namin, 1 million na yung views. So, nasaan ka nun? Parang ano mo na, natutulog ka ba nun? And then pagising mo na din, nalaman mo na 1 million na yung views ng panalo, or may nagsabi sa'yo na naka 1 million ng views yung panalo. Where were you that time?
I think I was siguro nanonood ako ng anime kasama yung kapatid
Oh.
ko, si Ruth, Raining Sorrow, and
Hmm.
I think that was like, just watching the views and people telling me. Of course, nung lumabas yung the Wish video, everybody in the family parang sinasabihan nila ako, oh, and I was like, everything's going crazy, like, and then I would get the messages, pero ako syempre I'm trying to calm down because I don't want to freak out. Pero low key I'm freaking out. Pero I'm trying to like just watch anime, just trying to calm down now.
Yeah.
So ayun lang. I think that's where I was at, nung the numbers were climbing up. So
That's so cool. So now you know what to do whenever everything gets too overwhelming. Nood ka lang ng anime ulit.
yep, for real.
Anime.
There
Hang
you
out with
have
fam.
it.
Yeah.
So, Kisley, any other message you might have for Easy Mill?
Well, it's very short. I've known him since October and nakikita ko yung mga dankery mo sa Facebook, and I know how weird you are. I know I know that beyond that maangas easy meal sa music mo is a goofy angel. A goofy angel in the family, a kuya, an inspiration to many. So I hope you stay the same, just like what you said. an inspiration to many. So I hope you stay the same.